welcome to Freedom Friday. One of the things that I did today to kind of go on this journey was I cleared out, and I should have brought a picture, but no worries, neither here nor there. I'll just tell you. I cleared out one of my rooms. I'm a huge collector of dolls, and so I cleared out one of the rooms to kind of make it more neat and to be able to walk through. And I was really proud of that. I cleaned the floor, getting ready to put the rug down that I have. I want to put some shelves in my new house, and this kind of helps with clearing space. As far as my nail journey goes, it started out pretty good. Thought I could paint, that the paint would help some, but no need to worry about that. I will continue to work on my journey of growing the nails, but I've also learned that I need to clear out some space because my house still looks like a storage unit from moving 3 months ago. So, going into the new year, we also want to think about how we want to change the way that we think about things and look at things when it comes to your work, how you're being valued, when it comes to pay and benefits, and just overall respect as a professional, how you want to grow in your education. So learning how to get an affordable education that will help take you to the next level of where you want to go to improve in your work and to improve in your career. Finding other ways of streams of income, but also not losing yourself, not getting caught up in social media and how you feel behind in you'll look at someone else's page, or you'll look at someone else's Instagram, or you'll look at someone else's YouTube channel, and you kind of have to remind yourself to kind of just continue to be who you are and grow the best that you can and not lose yourself, learning what are healthy relationships to have and what are unhealthy ones, and where you want to continue to grow. So one of the most amazing books to kind of help you settle all the things in your mind, because it's going to be an amazing rest of 2022 as well as an amazing 2023 that we're going into. So with Freedom Friday, one of my favorite books on growing and is to set healthy boundaries. It's all about boundaries. Over 2 million copies sold. When to say yes and how to say no, how to take control of your life. This is by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. And this has been a great book on having healthy boundaries throughout life. Sometimes we can't say yes to everything, and we can't overwhelm ourselves with where we're not and where we want to go and how we plan to get there. Those are things that you cannot continue to stress yourself about. So this book literally has all the steps that you need to help have boundaries in life. And I just want to go over some of the sections. It goes over what are boundaries, a day in a boundaryless life, what does a boundary look like, boundary problems, how boundaries are developed, 10 laws of boundaries, and common boundary myths. Then you also have boundary conflicts, boundaries and your family, boundaries and your friends, boundaries and your spouse, boundaries and your children, boundaries and work, boundaries and yourself, boundaries and God. And it goes through each step on how to have healthy boundaries in all of those relationships, because in order to have a healthy relationship, you have to learn how to process things, how to move forward in things, and how to have healthy boundaries in things. And then it says developing healthy boundaries, resistance to boundaries, how to measure success with boundaries, like I'm saying, like how you want to go forward in your life and grow as a person, in your career, as a business owner, as a creative, and as a writer. A day in a life with boundaries. So this book started out being a hard read for me just because it just had so many good things. And I actually had started taking notes with this book because it's such a good book that I found on the shelf one day that I heard so much about. So it's definitely worth reading again because I can take something new from it. So going into the new year, ending out this year, learning how to clear your space and have good boundaries. I would say something that I'm learning with myself is that I have to have good boundaries on what I want to keep around me, what I find is healthy, and what I find is not healthy. Habits that I want to break, habits that I want to have, like good ones, good routines that are healthy for me, and learning better ways to save money. I want to get into investing money and healthy ways that I can gain more education without completely breaking the bank, and ways to find scholarships to kind of help with that. I've already got accepted into one master's program, looking into another master's program to kind of compare, because it's very important that you choose something that will kind of help you get the same thing, but you're not going into so much debt and stuff like that, and how to have healthy boundaries on not trying to get into too much too fast. So this is the dessert of the day. It's an amazing, incredible book. I highly recommend getting it, buying it, reading it, and reading it again. I definitely want to read this again. It's so awesome because there's always something that we can work on, and having healthy boundaries. You don't have to be unpleasant about it, but you just have to know how to protect yourself, and so that you can be the best self for yourself and be the best self around others that you care about and out in society as well. So that is my dessert of the day. This is Freedom Friday. Have a wonderful rest of the day, weekend if I don't see you. And yeah. All right. And this is James 5. And like I said, it has enough chapters that you can read it Monday through Friday. Each chapter can kind of help you and teach you something. But warning to rich oppressors. Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail because of the misery that is coming upon you. Your wealth has rotted, and moths have eaten your clothes. Your gold and silver are corroded. Their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. You have hoarded wealth in the last days. Look, the wages you failed to pay, the workmen who mowed your fields are crying out against you. The cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty. You have lived on earth in luxury and self-indulgence. You have fattened yourselves in the day of slaughter. You have condemned and murdered innocent men who were not opposing you. Patience and suffering. Be patient then, brothers, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, and how patient he is for autumn and spring rains. You too, be patient and stand firm, because the Lord's coming is near. Don't grumble against each other, brothers, or you will be judged. The judge is standing at the door. Brothers, as an example of patience in the face of suffering, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. As you know, we consider blessed those who have persevered. You have heard of Job's you have heard of Job's perseverance, and have seen what the Lord finally brought about. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy. Above all, my brothers, do not swear, not by heaven or by earth or by anything else. Let your yes be yes, and your no, no, or you will be condemned. Above all, my brothers, do not swear, not by heaven or by earth or by anything else. Let your yes be yes, and your no, no, or you will be condemned. The prayer of faith. Is any one of you in trouble? He should pray. Is anyone happy? Let him sing songs of praise. Is any one of you sick? He should call the elders of the church to pray over him and anoint him with oil in the name of the Lord, and the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well, the Lord will raise him up. If he has sinned, he will be forgiven. Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective. Elijah was a man just like us. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. Again he prayed, and the heavens gave rain, and the earth produced its crops. My brothers, if one of you should wander from the truth and someone should bring him back, remember this: whoever turns a sinner from the error of his way will save him from death and cover over a multitude of sins. James 5.